where we were discussing Bob Lazar. Jeremy Corbell, he messaged me. He asked for my number. And Jeremy, if you're watching this, I have given you my number. You still not rang me. He said he kind of hinted that it would give me some inside information, and I could ask anything I wanted.
Come on, Jezza.
Come on,
out.
Get it sorted out.
But no, that was crazy.
It's been going well, mate. It's been going well. I'm getting many interesting people on. I'm delving a little bit into the paranormal because the more and more I've researched UFOs and aliens, the more I kind of find myself coming back to the paranormal for some reason recently.
The more you're starting to think maybe they're not aliens.
Maybe not.
I think,
I think they're aliens. I do think they're aliens because they've got little spaceships.
They've got something.
I don't think spirits. Why would a spirit need a spaceship?
Now here's the deal. One, the UFO phenomenon is not real. My brain.
We're here.
We are still. Look at the beginning.
I feel like I need to say. I know.
Back in the day, but like you couldn't even afford a color camera.
I found that tonight. I know you said let's not bother with the intro. I just thought I won't bother with the intro, and I started watching that on the toilet, and I'm like, I want to put that in the intro. also, you're going to put that on the podcast, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to start putting like classic episodes up. So I suppose the beginning of our romance will definitely be counted as a classic episode. So yeah, maybe not this week, maybe next week. I'm not sure, something like that. But you'll see it on the feed.
Could show that as well. The audio's terrible on my end, definitely. But
I think it's funny. That from the first time, like we spoke to each other, and I turned around to you. What? The more you think they're not aliens, like I literally started grooming you from day one to stop believing in everything you've believed.
Well, that's it. That's why I felt like I needed to put that in tonight's show.
Yeah,
because the truth is complicated, people. Also, our channel's quite complicated because YouTube kind of it's like the abusive father at the moment and doesn't promote us like it should do. It's not very proud of us.
Well, the weird thing is, we are every time we look at the subscriber thing, it's permanently at like it reads you for the last 30 days, and ours is permanently at like between 180 and 200 new subscribers every 30 days is how it kind of works out. So the subscriber numbers are going up, the view numbers are going down, which is really weird if more people are subscribing to the channel. So I think we're getting throttled somewhere. So, and if people are looking at this that don't normally see our videos, then make sure you press like the bell button. I suppose that does seem to do something.
There's been concerning messages with people telling us on X that we don't get put in the recommended feed. They've been subscribed for ages and they don't see our stuff. So yeah, people. The merch is got literally till Sunday, and then it is gone. And the designs have already been made that replace these four. We are also going to have an Alien Addict t-shirt that will be going up. That will be there to stay. But yeah, all these designs will come down on Sunday and they will be replaced. So you've literally got 2 days to get them. So treat yourself. It's Easter. Yeah. Without further ado, let's bring on the gang. Matt, my lad, how the devil are you on this fine, luxurious, what looks going on my beard?
It's a luxurious Friday. It is, Ollie. Yeah. I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. I'm a little tired. You know, it's been a long week, but hey, we're here. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for having me again.
It's always good to have you. And Nick, with your sexual mic.
Yeah, it's glowing this time. I've turned the glow on, so yeah, it's nice. Bit trippy.
Mine actually does glow. It does on the back. It has
the little button.
Yeah, it's got a button that glows. It's not.
The mine's bigger, so.
Oh. That.
We're getting into a size conversation already. We're 6 minutes in.
Yeah. Get the ruler out. There we go.
I literally, when I knew this guy was coming on tonight, I hit the roof. Like, literally.
Oh, God.
I'm so happy that he's back.
Ollie.
Hidden. My lad.
Hello, man. Thank you.
Roof's fixed, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. I felt bad.
I'm just trying to get out of that headspace, man. But there we go. Come on, let's rock with the show.
Well, you're
man.
here tonight. You're dry. That's the main thing.
Hello everyone. See, as soon as I hear about that roof, man, it just puts me back into that headspace. I gotta get out.
We won't talk about the roof.
Thank you.
That's what the weed's for, Hidden. You're gonna be all right.
I'm out of it, and I ain't got none either. So this is me now.
Is this just normal, Hidden?
Yeah.
Oh. Exciting times, people. So the reason behind the show tonight, this was a show that we was going to do. How was this about 6 months ago that this thumbnail got made, Lee?
I can't remember. I remember you making it for something, but I can't remember what it was for.
I was
a fan of it.
It was you that kind of got me to make the thumbnail because we had some ideas going back and
Genius
forth
fan this show, I know, yeah.
About what's going on. And recently with this whole Tom DeLonge thing about groom for ufology, I thought it was quite good to bring it back because that guy, Mr. Corbell, it seems that he took the reins. So is he being groomed? Are they all being groomed? You know,
I think there's just assets. I've come to the terms with the fact that because I've quite liked Jeremy Corbell for a while.
I do. I still like him.
Did you say assets or assholes?
Bit of both. Column A, column B. I think we can fit them both in.
Okay.
No, but like when you've got like instantly come to mind are Corbell, Tom DeLonge, Lou. You know, these people seem to have the ear of different people. Obviously, DeLonge kind of set fire to himself on Rogan. But I can't help but think that the way things have steered and ended up in like the whole like shit show that like the UFO side of alternative media is now kind of all comes from that. You know, it kind of all comes from the beginning of to the Stars Academy and forward. I don't think that's by accident.
Absolutely not. I don't. What do you boys think?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I agree with you that it kind of all started with TTSA, right? The 2017 article kind of like pushed that forward even further. I mean, TTSA was around obviously before then, but it has kind of just been a passing of the baton, right? Elizondo and Corbell's kind of picked up the baton. Not that they're really linked, but it just seems that way. You know, it's just how it just this continual progression. And what do you guys think about Grush? I mean, should Grush have been yet again another guy to kind of carry the baton, but he hasn't really because he's kind of been out of the news? What do you think about that? What about him picking it up?
I think the interesting thing about all these people is on the surface, they look like they should all come from very different positions, but they all seem to push the same narrative forward. Like Lou, I'm convinced that Lou is still very much an intelligence operative, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if his position and the fact he's kind of just in the periphery now, and he's more of like just surveying the damage essentially, and if again would not make surprise me if he was actually the one pulling the strings of these people.
What do you think Lou is? You think he's
Yeah.
pulling the most strings? See, I still think it'd be more like a Melon or even maybe even further behind the scenes like a Jim Semivan. What do you think about that?
It could be. Yeah, I mean, I think I put Lou very much in the same basket as those people. So he's an intelligence guy. Well, once an intelligence guy, always an intelligence guy.
Yeah.
But like I think the purest example of what he's done can be found in like Lou reviews. You know, like if you want to look at what an intelligence operative has done inside of like social media of YouTube, like he had that guy. I'm not going to slag the guy off or anything here. This is just my observation from outside looking in at his channel. He had him super on board until he didn't want him to be, and now he is like the complete polar opposite of it. And I think that was the plan, to have a person like that, like essentially a low level disruptor. And it's all you need is one of those, and it causes so much arguments with people. And then before you know it, it's just it's a shit slinging match between people rather than people actually coming on. You know, before that, let's look at that. I mean, before that, he was even coming on this channel, you know, and having chats, and like people going on there. You know, there was like cross pollination back then. Now it seems so cliquey again, because you're either willing to believe that some of this stuff's real and talk about it, or you're a debunker. Like there's no cross pollination between the two groups.
There's the third. There's the third.
Mm-hmm.
There's the third. There's a third group of people, and I'm in that third group of people. And what we believe is bold claims need bold evidence, and all they've done is made claims. Where's the evidence?
That's fair. Yeah,
and that's where that's the realist. These guys can be operatives. They can be. To me, they're selling something that they haven't shown anything. Have they?
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Hidden. I feel like I'm down the middle on the third on that too. I mean, I don't believe everything that's thrown at me, but at the same time, I know that there's a phenomenon, there's something that's going on, right?
That's where you need to stay.
I agree with you.
You know it's real. You don't need the government to tell you it's real. You don't need these clowns to tell you it's real.
No, it'd be cool if they did, though, right? It'd be nice if they did.
Would you believe them? They're already saying it's real. They're saying, look, we've seen this. We've seen things hovering. Oh, we've got pictures and videos, but you're not going to see them. Even that YouTube celebrity said he's got a video.
Right.
Where is it?
Logan Paul. Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it, man?
He's saving it for Netflix.
Yeah, he's saving it for something. He's saving it when he gets knocked out by Tyson, that's what he's saving it for.
I think we're at the point.
Oh, go ahead.
I think we're at the point now where people want to see actual proper evidence. We don't want to see blurry footage, little dots in the sky. They want to see the craft at like a perspective. They want to see the extraterrestrials. They want to see the whole shebang, really, to the final lid on the coffin of this is disclosure. It's never going to happen. But you're quite right, Hidden. We don't technically need. Well, yeah, we need proof, but we know there's something out there. But we need that solid. Here it is. Here's the aliens. Here's extraterrestrials.
Why do you need the proof from them? Don't you trust your own eyes? Don't you trust your own logic? And I don't mean that just as you. I mean that for everyone that's listening. And what would happen if we never gave these clowns the time? If they just said what they said and nobody did videos on them, nobody talked about them, would they fade away? Would they show that they have something? I mean, you had one guy, what, Couthard, talking about something's buried and they had to build a building over it. Send the world nuts. I mean, what?
Yeah, but I think people want access to the technology. I think that's really where the government approval comes in. You know, I think you can believe in the phenomena or have an experience, and you can be okay with it on your own. But most people, we like our cell phones, man. We want that cool technology, and we feel like the only way we're really going to get access to that is through the government. And because I mean, developing the technology on our own, it's more than possible, but it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. And nobody sees that as a quick solution, and we humans want a quick solution.
But yet they've done it. Apple has developed telephones, so yet they have done it. So you know, yet again, put up or shut up. Let's call it that. Let's do a campaign. Let's say, Grosh, put up and shut up.
But there's something going on though right now. You must agree with this. Like, when is this? Other than, if you look at like the stuff that went on with was it Project Blue Book, like I don't know another time where something like this and Blue Book's like that was like kind of low key. I mean, I know a few people in America knew about it, like the UFO nerds in America, they'd have known about it, but like this is worldwide, and it's getting to a point now where and me and Lee have always said this. What is the reason for getting people's mums and dads, people's next door neighbors, people auntie and uncle, your mate at work to believe in UFOs? And it seems like that has been the mission to get this out. You're seeing it more in news. It might not be the news that everybody watches, but in America, it's apparent. It is there, and it's in people's faces. Whether they like it or not, they might just ignore it or go, "What's this rubbish?" We're not getting it yet in the UK, but it felt for a split second when you say you leave that Nick and Hidden, you would have just got one American here tonight. That it was getting close to,
and he thinks he's Irish.
Oh, I know I'm Irish. Come on now.
So the Irish blood.
I've said it before. The potato famine's over. I'm going home.
You'll probably come back. It's too damn cold there.
For me, it's more than just like, as people say, a grift. You know, there's been a reason for this. This has happened for a reason. I think it may have failed, whatever they were trying to do, and they're trying to do it in different ways. But I don't know what the end game is.
I used to feel that way, Ali, at least in the US. I used to think, man, maybe there's like a drip disclosure. Maybe there's something happening about that. But it's just like every time we turn around, we see the opposite of that, at least, you know, in the US. I mean, the whole Error report was definitely there to try to bury the topic again. It was definitely there to try to bury it from Congress from even caring about it anymore. And then we have like the Super Bowl commercials that come out this year, and it's all Mountain Dew and UFOs. They're making fun of it again. The stigma is just layering and layering back on again. I feel like it's the opposite. I think that maybe it could have been that option, you know, when everything kind of started in 2017, and then everybody grabbed toilet paper, and I think they're trying to walk it back at the very minimum at this point. I don't see them kind of pushing it forward and us believing it. Seems like they're making fun of it again to me.
Do you think it's based upon trends? Because the UFO topic was quite popular back, you know, at least 3 years ago, you know, back to like 2016, where the newspaper article came out. Do you think they're really relying on information that is trend based because they know they're going to get the views, you know, they're going to get the clicks? For instance, Moo Pig, you know, they've jumped on the bandwagon. And I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Advertising, yes, but that I don't think there's. I don't think you can call it coincidence that this UFO stuff starts coming out, and then like Netflix drops like UFO documentaries and stuff like that. You know, those things take years to plan and create. So like, and that was who was the director that did the Netflix show, like a UFO show. Big director. Who was it?
Oh, Spielberg. Was it Spielberg?
Yeah, there was someone else as well, but anyway, we'll go with Spielberg. Like the they don't accidentally do these things. Like they knew when they went into pre-production of that series that when they dropped that out on Netflix, that UFOs and disclosure was going to be a fucking hot button topic. So how did they know before pre-production? Right, we need a UFO documentary in like 2.5 years.
May I interject though? If it's coming from Spielberg, he's always had an interest in the phenomena.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, but one thing I do want to say, I agree with you guys about. Well, I have seen it from you guys. Know what I do. I'm out there searching for footage because obviously I deal with civilian sightings. Now, what I have seen of, say, within the last year and a half, I've seen a lot of gamers turning their hands to UFOs. People that had never talked about the subject, they're doing it. They're doing it, and it is a band. I do feel there's a bit of a bandwagon jump. I do think there is. I don't know what's coming from the government. I don't know what's going on that end. And as you guys know, I don't really care because, like I said at the beginning, you can't tell me something's real when I already know it's real. Until you show me a picture, a video, these 4K videos that I think Corbell talks about all the time, and they're not flares and they're not balloons, then show us something, man. Show, please.
The thing you got to remember as well, though, with the like streamers and influencers jumping on this, those motherfuckers don't do anything unless they're paid for it. Like it's no mistake that in 2020 when like every big YouTuber that was an influencer was doing their video when they were off down the vaccine hub, and then you found out that there was checks being thrown around the place to try and help the uptake. Wow. I do not believe for a second that like Logan Paul does not get involved in UFOs if someone doesn't turn around and say, "We'd like you to talk about this."
There's some De Niro's. No, I can see that.
I've never thought of it like that with Logan. I just thought
it just influences in general. They are human sandwich boards. That's what they're there for.
Well, I mean, that's Tom DeLonge. He was the first big celebrity influencer, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think he was handpicked though. Like if you go way back when with Tom, you can see there is this footage of him as barely like out of his teens talking about UFOs, talking about the Kennedy assassination, talking about all these conspiracies are like a little bit high, but I think he was handpicked.
Well, even more on a grounded level, he was getting Rick Dodied by John Podesta in the WikiLeaks emails.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what time you're thinking that happened, though, Ali. I mean, when Tom originally got to speak with one of the guys, I believe it was for Lockheed, and he spoke to, they originally gave the whole plan to with TTSA. I mean, he had a friend who knew the guy, and so he interjected himself. But I mean, they did kind of continue to work with him. They decided that was a good idea. So, like, what do you mean? Do you think it was around that time that they picked him after he inserted himself, or do you think it was like the earlier years of Blink-182 when we see him kind of give those interviews?
So you know, him and Greer have been friends for a long time,
right?
Like from him being in his early 20s,
right?
They have been friends. There is an interview, and I think it's on Secure Team 10 with Stephen Greer, and this is when TTSA first, and it's a bloody good interview actually. Stephen says, because Tyler asked him about what do you think about Tom DeLonge UFO? What did he won something? Didn't he won UFO guy of the year or something?
Researcher of the year. Yeah.
Researcher of the year.
Is that an award? Wow.
Yes, it is. Yeah, apparently.
I saw some of DeLonge's videos that he's put out, not his own, but he's put out backing them saying they're real, and he's doing the same as Geller. He doesn't know what CGI is and what's fake.
But yeah,
I need to watch the UFO awards. That's all I need to know now.
Great,
Why?
great.
Why ain't I been nominated, man?
UFO Researcher of the Year is right up there with Porn Actor of the Year.
Hey, I won that one.
You're going to need a bigger shelf.
Yeah,
sorry, mate.
he
I joke.
Stephen
What was
said
that in
he
the
said-
scene?
Stephen said he'd been used way back when, and
Yeah.
I think it's interesting when you see that come out on that interview,
No
and it's
Vaseline.
like that title "Groomed for Ufology." That is interesting because I think a lot of us, even our shows, where we won't even know it, and that's not me saying that somebody's picked on this show or picked on somebody else's show, like Nick's, Matt's, Hidden's. What they've done is that they've got us to move down certain lanes.
Mhm.
And I think the side picking is on purpose. I think they need to have a left and a right in ufology in order for the chaos, because the chaos has to happen. Because while all that chaos is going on, nobody's doing shit.
Do you think this is part of Project Mockingbird? You know, if I remember rightly, it was an organization set up to really disband information, but putting conspiracy theories out there is part of the disinformation to be put out. They want conspiracy theories. They want people to distract to a certain degree of what they think the truth is. So I think that's put out there, and I think one of the ideas, going back to like Luis Elizondo, just briefly, being an intelligence officer, even Christopher Mellon as well. You know, they're all part of the multi-billion-dollar. You know, especially Mellon himself. He's a billionaire, isn't he? But he was part of the intelligence DoD. Was he a former intelligence officer for the DoD? So these people
Secretary
are
of Defense,
yeah, Secretary of Defense. Sorry, thanks, Matt. So these people are put out there to spread different information, but to also disband and split up and put people in categories like ufology is. So, go back to your point, Ollie. Yeah, I think you are right. The intelligence agency is put out there to split the community into different sections, so we're all fighting with each other, which I think exactly what they got.
And it makes good entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you guys not feel that there's two sides to the grooming though? Like I feel like there's like a government or a CIA side of the grooming, and then I feel like there's a ufology side too. Like ufology picks people and grooms and pushes them out there too. I mean, I personally believe that John Lear kind of brought Bob Lazar on, and he kind of crafted that story, and Lazar kind of took the torch and moved it forward.
Yeah.
So when you look at Jeremy Corbell, for instance, as he's on the thumbnail, we might as well use him. Where do you think? Do you think he's a mix of both, like a hybrid, or do you feel that he's on one of the sides as far as the grooming is concerned?
He's like me. He's an entertainer.
Okay.
I think he's got the ear of somebody, because I find it quite interesting the episode of Joe Rogan that's just been, when they were bringing up Ashton and the videos, and Rogan.
Let me find that while you're talking, Lee.
Rogan turned around and said, "Oh well," he said, "No, I was spoke to Jeremy Corbell about that, and he said it's bullshit."
Yeah.
So the most important thing I think that Corbell's job is he's clearly got the ear of like the biggest independent media man in the world. You know, that's
who's that?
Yeah. Rogan.
Can you? Oh, okay.
So you know he's if he's out there essentially like filtering what comes through like Rogan, I mean that's a massive filter for what the general public perception is on this whole thing. You know, it's so many more people take UFO seriously after David Traber, for instance.
Yeah, but he's got a good story. I mean, I believe forever seeing what he's seen, you know, to be honest.
Is that the guy that saw the Tic Tac, the pilot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this clip was big this week, huh?
Mm.
This probably changed the minds or a lot of people's minds on Rogan, no? It might have.
I don't. I
At least in the UFO
I
community.
I
at
see
least.
I see what you're saying here, Lee. Though, like Joe rang Corbell to confirm whether
whether this was thing, and
needs his seal of approval.
and the
to
thing
whether
is,
it's
right? I
real
mean,
or not.
obviously we've got a good relationship with Ashton, but as I was saying on Twitter when this clip came out, because there was a few people jumping on the Rogan thing, I was like, fuck, if I hadn't spoken to Ashton like a load of times, and and I just saw the Corridor Crew and Concrete, I'd have gone, oh, it's clearly bullshit, and I'd have moved on as well. So I get where Rogan's coming from here, but it's the fact that it's been filtered through Corbell I find most interesting.
You had sent me a video of a UFO thing that I sent to Jeremy Corbell, and he says it's bullshit.
Which one?
The one where the plane gets circled by the drones.
Oh, okay. So, like, I know that video went around, but I was listening to that autistic man talking about the ins and outs of how they looked at it.
Yeah.
So if you go on the like rabbit hole shit of all this stuff,
I do.
So it's all this weird magical shit. Yeah. So it's all this weird magical shit, and it's so closely. So now when they talk about they don't go this weird debate like I don't think it's ETs, it's extra dimensional something. And there's a lot of religious kind of channels that are like obviously these are the Nephilim from the Bible, all that bullshit. And I don't think
see that thing, that boom is actually that's
from a video game.
That's from a video game.
No, it's not. It doesn't match up.
It does, but it does match up.
It
It
does.
does match up, except for some parts of
does.
it where it looks like it's partially altered. But obviously, if you're going like, there's a video that breaks it down how it matches up. Not only does it match up, the edges like match up precisely at certain points of it. It looks like an altered version of that image that's like a stock footage of some kind of explosion. And you're
Right.
doing it through filters and you're adjusting the way the image looks. But a visual effects guy went over it and he explained multiple reasons why he thinks it's fake.
Well, that's a good
Someone
point.
who's an actual expert.
But you should know that a visual effects guy expert also went over if CNN discolored your face, and he said they didn't.
Come on.
You
Look at his eyes.
We did
This
this on
is a
Jimmy.
CNN hired guy.
Who the
right?
that's here's the point.
He's got an anal plug, any.
Like you can't trust that now. Like they're gonna do you personally,
They're
and
doing
then you're
you.
gonna go, well, this expert like I won't say I know or don't know on a thing, but the way I
I
look
think
at
that
it,
video is bullshit
it could be.
because there's a lot of those
But
videos
look-
that are bullshit. That's the point.
Straight off the bat,
Look at
straight
that
off the
eye.
bat, this guy is a skeptic. This guy's a pure skeptic. He's the wrong person to ask about anything to do with MH370 videos or Ashton at all. I mean, you ain't going to get a straight answer from him. It's just always going to debunk it. So doesn't do Ashton any favors.
A quick note on that VFX thing, though. I'm almost convinced now that wasn't it found that the assets were released after the video was made as well. I think
I've seen some stuff on that. Yeah, it's the oddest case I've seen when it comes to debunks. With
the thing is it's gone so long. Yeah, it's so long. It's like someone waking up today and going, "Do you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to find out about that QAnon thing. Should take me an hour."
Can I ask?
Well done, Lee. You've just lost us 2 pence.
Could I ask a question in all seriousness, though?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever sourced the footage of those orbs flying around the plane?
What do you mean?
Well, does anybody know where it's come from? The source of the footage? Because I've just seen it. I saw it when it came out, and it was on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With little or no information towards it. And see, that's where I have my problem. As what I do, I never touched that video.
The interesting thing with that video, though, hidden, is no one knows where that video really came from. There's
There you go.
there's over $100,000. Is it $150,000? $100? $100,000? How much is it? So it's 100,000, I think it is. There's $100,000 on.
I think it was 150 in the end.
150. down.
But then that was
somebody
that
to
was
come
taken away,
forward.
wasn't it? Didn't Kim.com take that away in the end?
It took it away when that person came forward, but it wasn't they'd not done it. So nobody's found who did it.
Yeah, and that guy that came forward now, that guy was full of shit as well.
Wow.
You know, that's
a good payday if you fake the video.
It is probably, and I'll say this. I said this to Ashton after a show. When I think it was you originally that said, "Ollie, we need to cover this," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm not covering that. We can't. It looks no, it's too good. No." And then Lee said, "Watch this interview and watch this interview." So I'm watching this guy, and I'm just thinking, this is an intelligent lad. He's not stupid. Ashton's not a stupid person, and he got onto this. And what's happened in the community, this is what I've heard. A lot of other people wanted to get onto this, but he bet them to it, and they got extremely bitter, and they got loads of people to fucking attack him.
I heard about that. Yeah, I remember people saying that. Yeah.
So don't get bitter, people. Get better.
I think there's a lot of people
because you can't get better then.
Yeah.
If you don't like what the guy's saying, don't watch him.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah,
Ashton's I've had the pleasure of speaking to him a lot lately, man, and he's always been a nice guy, bro. I think it's hard, whether or not you believe the videos are there. You got to remember the guy's just a person. He's got his beliefs. We have all our own wacky beliefs. Let people believe what they want. Nobody's jumping off a building because you think the videos are real or fake. I don't know. It seems weird to me.
Well said.
What the big thing that got me with the like not to turn this into another to talk about MH370 show. When you break it down, it was a load of people angry because a guy had a video of spaceships.
2 days left, people.
2 days. A guy had a video of spaceships abducting a plane, and the people that believe in spaceships that could possibly abduct planes didn't believe that video of them. But everyone there, including Ashton, is on the same fucking team essentially. But they just didn't like his brand of it, and that was always what got me, that he wasn't allowed his conspiracy theory.
And you'll see that'll have happened with other people, that it's just we paid particular interest in that case. But and in fact, a really good example of this is the guy that has probably got the world record of alien addict chats, where you've been having a back and forthly with that guy with the alien interview.
Oh, that psychopath!
That is a great example.
I've blocked 2 of his channels from fucking commenting on us.
John Stewart?
No. I like John Stewart. There's another guy that also believes the videos are real, but he doesn't like John Stewart and how he believes they're real, and hates the man. And then he just kept shouting for us, and every now and again he'll pop back up in the comments going, "Have you rethought this? I really think you should pull this video down." I was like, I really think your father should have pulled out, but this is not the fucking
point. Why won't you just believe what I believe? Damn it! Come on.
No, he doesn't have to believe. Just leave me alone.
That's the internet, Lee. You can't get away from that stuff, man.
Do you know the best thing is? I can't even remember his channel name, so I can't even accidentally advertise him. So that's good.
Oh, too bad.
Things are going to change this year, though.
What'd you say?
Do you reckon?
He's going to change up this year. Yeah, I think when Lou gets his book out, he's going to want some. He's going to want some attention on interviews. I will gladly have him here. I don't know about you, Lee, but I would love to interview him. Be an interesting conversation. Does it mean I trust the guy? Probably not. But if he when he gets that book out, he's going to be on shows. He's got to be.
Oh yeah, dude, he's going to
Maybe
make
we
a
could
ton
get
of
him
money,
to come on
dude.
this show. I don't know. Maybe we could convince him to come on this show every other week, and then people in the comments would look forward to watching us lose our minds in 5 years too.
I mean, if something's going to
that's
happen this year, Ollie, it needs to go ahead and get moving, though, right? It's election year, dude.
Do
We
you not
got
think
to
that's
probably
going to move something, though? Do you not think that's going to steer the conversation?
what, his book?
No, what not his books as such. The content that's going to come from that book, because he's going to be on shows.
Nothing good ever comes out of books, Ollie. Because because it can't do, because those books have got to go to print. So if anything is ever, if anyone ever tries to drop any like serious bombshells in books, they've already been read like 100 times before they've been released by people that shouldn't be reading them. You know, from people checking checking print copies in factories. So if anything huge was going to drop out, it would be leaked beforehand anyway.
I don't think there's going to be any bombshells in that book. What I mean is, I think there could be a few things that's said that will stir the community up when he starts going on shows again.
Yeah. If he's an intelligence officer, who works for the agency, most likely. Yeah. Mate, it's a book, man. You can't just put stale information in there and, regurgitate the stories. He's got to fucking ramp it up. You want that juicy story, man. You want to sell it. I can't wait. The community is going to go fucking wild when this book comes out.
Are you going to be adding it to your collection?
Oh, no, no. Why? I write my sources book. I'll download the fucking thing, but I'm not in my collection. I have actual authentic. I have proper books here, on history and stuff like that. Lou does not interest me one bit.
I mean, it'll stir up the community, but as far as disclosure is concerned, it's not going to affect disclosure. Congress has more of a chance of that. I mean, if they're able to get that select committee together, that's going to be huge for disclosure. I mean, is that kind of what you're talking about, Ali? Like you're saying, the community is going to get really driven by it.
I think Lou's is a bigger deal than you think.
No, he is a big deal, 100%. Yeah,
but I think the stuff that he does and the stuff that he says has legs. The backing he has is huge. I didn't realize how big it was until I've seen what's happened with that guy. Like, I thought the majority of people was like, oh, this is interesting. Let's look at this guy. That guy's got people they're doing work for him. Probably for free. Spreading stuff, you look at what happened with the community. When he's going to come back on the scene again, I think it's going to change things up a gear.
Do you think it could motivate whistleblowers? Do you think it could motivate whistleblowers to finally come out, is what you're saying? There's something that they could connect with in the book, or they feel like, man, this is a great testimony. Maybe I will come out now. I mean,
I thought Grush had something to do with Lou and Melon. Now I'm not so sure.
Oh, really?
So I thought Melon was the guy that had been feeding Grush the information. I'm not so sure now.
Wait, so you're saying all of Grush's information? You don't think Grush actually seen some things behind the scenes potentially?
No. Sorry. What I mean by that is, I think Melon's one of the main guys, and I think the stuff that Grush has been told, I think a lot of it has come from Melon. That is what I did think. I don't think that anymore.
What about Lou? You think? I think he's got some from Lou. I think he's got some from Eric Davis. I think all those guys have talked to him. That's my assessment.
I think at some point something's going to come out with Grush. I think we might be surprised. With these emails with Kirkpatrick, I think something's going to come out where we will. Some people might be eating their own cake.
Release them.
I hope so,
Can you
man.
please release them now. This is going on so long now. This is. Didn't Jeremy Corbell said, "Oh, don't worry, it's coming. The emails are coming." It's been bloody months. I mean, why hold off on this? Do you know what I mean? It's just
I don't know. Burleson's got his op-ed though.
Is it email though? So it's just
a
confirmation whether or not. Yeah, it's just to confirm whether or not Grosh has actually talked to Arrow or Short Patrick or anyone at that office, and he still hasn't proved anything.
Yeah, I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for Arrow and Kirkpatrick to kind of lose steam before they respond. But I don't know. You feel like they need to respond now if they're going to. I don't know what they're waiting for, Lee. What do you think, Lee? What do you think's going on with Grush sitting on his hands here?
Well, I was just going to ask you guys there because, like, I think, like, when we talk about this stuff, like it's 100% sort of on the level. I can never really think it's 100% on the level, and I just want to know what out of you guys, give us a percentage. How much of, because we mentioned Project Mockingbird before, how much of a percentage from 2017, from that first article, could this just be like a Project Mockingbird style psyop?
Are you talking, so the current movement since 2017 forward,
yes,
not like the other 80 years?
No, current movement from 2017 forward. So, and everybody connected with it, from Fravor to Grush to getting into Congress, like all these steps. Because for me, it seemed like perfect. The ramp up was perfect to get it to Congress. And that, to me, to go from naught to Congress talking about like aliens and crashed flying saucers is it's fucking wild times. And everybody just wanders around like that was perfectly fucking normal.
Yeah, the percentage is high, dude. It's hard. Sometimes I go, 60%. Other times I feel like saying 80. I mean, definitely because Mellon and Lou, they got the videos out. They went to the New York Times. They have kind of orchestrated this thing along the back of TTSA. So when you look at the house that they've built, where they built their house, it's been on a lot of sand, man. So yeah, it's a high percentage that it was all a big push. I think Bigelow, everybody, man, they've all just been trying to get disclosure before they die. All these guys have been motivated for that, man. Look at everybody's age. Grush is somebody who's been, I think, a very valuable tool for them, especially with his age, 33, 34 years old, or excuse me, 36 years old, maybe 37 at some point this year, obviously. But he's important for them, but it feels like they're leaving him out to dry, right? It's very odd.
Maybe a little. You see, I was always of the thought that Lou, for instance, I don't think he was ever supposed to be like a front man for this. I always think he was supposed to be in the background as a Dodie type information passer on to push the subject forward. And the only reason he came out was because DeLong went nuclear. And they needed somebody to fill the hole that they planned DeLong doing. And that's probably scuppered things slightly. It's probably been like a slightly awkward way of whatever this plan was, because there has to have been a plan, even if it's even if like flying saucers with like extraterrestrials in them is real, or if it's a psyop and it's I don't even believe the idea of like this being to cover up for like human technology. People say, oh well, they just want to use aliens to cover up human tech. Well, don't talk about it.
Yeah,
because nobody was talking about Tic Tacs until you started talking about Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
So there's some plan. That's what I'm ham-fistedly trying to get my way around.
And coming from where I come from, these Tic Tacs, I don't like using that word, but these Tic Tacs have been around a lot longer. We used to call them pill-shaped UFOs. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
So this phenomenon has been around. It's only because they call it Tic Tacs and they're saying this that it seems like it's a new phenomenon, but it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my
no.
Pill-shaped, cigar-shaped, the Lonnie Zamora UFO.
That's right.
It's like an egg.
Yeah, I mean, they even tried to rename it. Hidden. They went from UFO to UAP, you know, and then they went to recently NHI, and now there's NHHI. Now it's non-human higher intelligence. So we're changing it again.
Yeah,
and there's always like this nomenclature change all over the place. And then
this NHI, non-human intelligence.
Yeah,
I mean that's really stupid because a dolphin can come under that.
I was just gonna say that.
An octopus will come under that because they're non-human, but they have their intelligence. My cat is intelligent. He's intelligent to know to come home when it's raining. you get what I'm trying to say? So why change? It's to me. I've always said this from when I've seen these guys getting involved. They're trying to control the narrative, and by trying to control the narrative, they're trying to control the way we speak. We don't call it UFOs. We call them UAPs. We don't call them aliens. We call them these abbreviations. You get what I mean? You know, I won't use them words. I do put UAP in my thing because that's a search. So my videos get seen. But I don't call
better than UFO hidden.
No, I like UFOs. I grew
No. I'm saying, is that in the algorithm? If you put UAPs,
I put UFOs in. I put omnis for the Spanish, the Latin Americans, and I put the Russian word for UFOs. So I want to hit everybody. I want them to see my foot.
Is that Americans?
No, that's Russian.
No.
Oh yeah. Russian.
I would say this. I've been uploading a load of shorts, and I put the hashtags, you know, trying to get the traction going. They've taken UFO off, but UAP is now the official.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So UFO is off because I put it in hashtag UFO. I thought there's nothing coming up. It's just what's going on. But if you put UAP, then it comes up. So they've done the job. You know, I can't stand using the word UAP. It's like a bloody
I don't say it anymore, man. Yeah, I haven't for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Put it in your description box.
Yeah, I do it for like tag and stuff like that because people still do. But no, Lee, I think you're right, dude. I think look at how quick they went from, you know, starting TTSA to Congress. 6 years, 7 years. It's really fast, man. I think you're spot on, dude, about there being a movement here and it being a coordinated situation. Everyone, I think at this point is still arguing, you know, what was the point of that though? Was it to cover up human tech? You made a good point. They're talking recently about all these drone swarms that were happening around Langley Air Force Base and why they needed to get everybody to report and remove the stigma. I just don't really buy that personally. I don't see how the military just couldn't say, hey, look, there's drone problems coming on. Hey, pilots, just tell us what's going on. Don't worry about it if you say UFO or UAP. Just tell us. I don't think you need a 7-year movement to get our pilots to report what they're seeing. And that doesn't sound right to me.
And what was interesting about that drone one is that the one that came out most recently, happened last year. What was interesting about that one now is what I saw is they got NASA involved in it. So that to me that tells you, hold up now, drones and they need NASA involved to these ain't drones, man. These ain't. If it was military and they knew it was drones, they shoot it down. They couldn't catch him.
Yeah.
What drones has that capability that can outfly fighter jets? Because they did say they what was it, F-16s they sent after them?
Yeah, I think so.
They got NASA involved on it to look for these drones. What is, you know? That's why when I put the story out, I put in brackets UFOs. So I didn't want to use drones because I know that it's not drones. So where's the cover? Why are you? I don't get.
You've had Ryan Graves fucking fighting the good fight for the people when it comes to the stuff that's going on in the skies, but like that guy, he's tainted now, unfortunately, because he went on the and I think that's by design too. Even though I do like them fucking mummies, I do like them. I really like those mummies. I didn't start off with, and then I got more and more fascinated with them when I'm looking at the X-rays and I'm thinking, what's going on with these little bastards? Did you guys see the clip of Ryan Graves when he was asked to for an interview,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they said, "Can you do it in front of the mummies?"
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. It's funny.
So you can do it somewhere else, or you can not do it. Whatever you want. Okay. So you don't want it? You want no? Okay. You want to do it with him? Just with him? Wherever I can do it with all.
Boy, his bullshit radar was going crazy, huh?
I'll do it somewhere else. I don't want to. Just give me 1 second, please.
So he didn't want to do it in front of the mummies.
No.
See, the crazy thing with Ryan Graves is as well. Out of all the people that have come forward with testimonies, I find him the most credible.
Really? Why?
There's just something about the way he holds himself. He holds himself.
I agree.
He holds himself in a way, with a reluctant confidence, not like an enthusiastic confidence.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't know this guy. So what did he come forward with?
He saw the Tic Tac on radar. He didn't see the Tic Tac in person. He saw, is that right, Matt?
No, I don't think it was the Tic Tac. It was East Coast, and he said they seen on these well, his pilot buddies told him they seen these squares within spheres that were sitting out in the air that they were flying by. He said that there was a close flyby on one, but he had never seen it before. He had never seen one with his eyes on radar. I think he said he got close to seeing one with that, but not one by his eye. But that was the thing that I didn't like about him from the start, is he didn't really make that very clear. See, that's where I would go the opposite for me, Lee, where I came from, was he seemed to imply heavily that he had seen one, and it wasn't till, I don't know, 6-8 months into him kind of making the rounds that we really realized. I think it was on Ventura's show, if I remember right, where he was like, "No, I've never seen one before," and that was the first time I'd ever heard him say that, and that's why I was like, "Why is everyone listening to him? He didn't even see one." But
yeah, but
I always find it weird. Sorry, Ollie. I always find it weird that Fravier's co-pilot is never really spoken to the woman.
Dietrich, yeah.
Like no one gives a fuck about what she has to say, which is strange.
Didn't she say she saw it for seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was different, huh? Different than Fravier's report. I think Fravor said 4 or 5 minutes, and then hers was 15 or 20 seconds. There's discrepancies there for sure. Yeah.
It's almost like it's not Ryan Graves. It's almost like it was Fravier's job to do what he did. His job was to come out and tell his story. And the interesting thing that I would do, if you haven't, is to go back and look at his early interviews, and then look at the later ones, and then think if it hadn't been, because it was Rogan was the first time I saw that guy. If you watch like the when he was first doing like the news, CNN and stuff like that, when he was going on news shows, he comes across like this deer in headlights that you would not trust what the guy's saying. It's like it's a complete bullshit story. And I think he was sent on a media tour to get his shit together before he hit the bigger platforms.
Yeah, you see the first interview with Fravor on Fox to an interview on Rogan. It's
and then Lex Friedman as well. Like he was really dialed in when he went on Lex. Like he had it down.
Do you reckon that could be though because he had like one of those readers in front of him? No,
I think he's full of shit. If I'm honest, I think he's full of shit.
You think he's lying about it?
Yeah. I'm 100% psyop. I don't think any of this has happened.
So why the disparity between him and Dietrich's? Because Dietrich saw it for like seconds.
Maybe just an accident. Maybe they didn't intend her to come out. So, it's just she's not read in to the operation. If you want, because I think that's what the biggest issue that the let's say US disclosure team has with the Jaime Maussan disclosure team is that they have their own agenda with what they're doing over here, and then all of a sudden Jaime's gone, "We've got fucking mummies," and they've gone, "What the fuck? You've got mummies? No, this isn't part of the fucking plan." And like he's bombastically come out with whatever the fuck those things are, and it's not part of the deal.
Yeah, but he kind of got tossed in the middle of that, though, man. I know people have said that like they talked to him before he went there, but the only credit I'll give him is, you know, you hear rumors all the time, and he goes down there to speak, and once he gets there, I think he realized, oh yeah, this is actually true. What people warned me about, you know, I gotta kind of do a little bit of damage control here. You know, what is it? Citizens for Safe Aerospace is the nonprofit he's trying to put together. So. Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't look good. I mean, even whether or not you think the mummies are real, even when they roll those things out there, it's definitely not good PR at the start.
No,
most people are just gonna, you know, slack that off.
It's not a xenomorph in a cage, is it?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Because they bang out the mummies not longer after the congressional hearings in America, so it didn't look thereof, you know, some quite short time period. So it didn't. But I saw it, I was like, "Oh God, really?" I suppose everyone did at the time, you know.
Yeah.
But it didn't
what do you guys think of them now? What do you guys think of them now when you look at like the X-rays and stuff?
I watched the X-rays, everything to do with this case, and I still don't believe them because there's no independent research into it.
So, what do you think they are? So, do you think the X-rays are fake?
I believe they're real, but I think they're just like bones put together. Whole bones, animal bones, because nothing really links up. You know, sorry to go off on a tangent about bloody mummies, but they're like tiny, like they're so far apart. And for me, structurally, I mean, it doesn't really seem right how that alien would walk around in that sort of bone
kind of looks alien.
Yeah, who knows what an alien looks like though? But until we get an actual proper independent research into it,
I think that's
it's finding the sun.
But that's on the table. That's on the table. He has said recently. He says, look, they're here. Anybody can come and do the research.
Yeah.
Wait, anybody can come and do it, or is he going to ship them off to Harvard? You know what? I don't think Harvard's going to like really travel across the world or even the U.S. to even look at those, right? Like he should send them over, you know, let them look at them.
If I had them mummies, if I was Jaime and I had them mummies, you think I'm sending them to Harvard so they'll go missing?
Look what happened to the Betsphere story. The Betsphere.
Oh God, yeah, that's a fucking great story. That
did that go missing too?
Yeah.
They gave it.
So you're saying, Jaime, send it over to Harvard, let them do it.
Yeah.
You understand? You understand now? I agree.
Look, he can go too, though, Hidden. He can take a flight and go hang out and watch them. You know?
Yeah. He'd end up committing suicide with 2 bullets in his head. Or he fell out of his hotel balcony because he's an old man.
Right.
Yeah, but we kind of have to face the facts, though, too, Hidden, is like, unless a high institution in the U.S. rules those things as something odd, the world's not really going to accept it, dude. It's just the way that it is, you know?
So because the one thing that I saw was the DNA, but that again then is done by them. So that's where it holds no clout. Is that what you're saying then?
Well, for most people, dude, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. I still think it's possible for you know, other scientists in the world, 100%. I'm just simply saying that, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, then why doesn't everyone just accept this for what it is? Here's this research. This is just the mindset that a lot of people in the world have, especially in the US, which is the weird thing when they came to LA with them was like, I kind of felt like he was trying to get a little bit of a shine off of the US. Like, hey, we're here and we're actually doing stuff for the US, even though he really wasn't. You know, he was just trying to kind of get that salesman approach to it, to have that connection. That's what I didn't like about him. If you're here, man, take them don't take it to Harvard, take it to, I don't know, Stanford or wherever else that they're dealing with these. You know, they can take a look at them.
Do you not think that's weird, though? Sorry, do you not think it's weird if they've got these, regardless of what they are, but they're there saying, right, these are alien bodies, or at least like a species of bipedal creature that we've never seen before, and all the all like the universities that could look at them go, dead busy. They're busy. Can't be looking at unknown bipedal species. You know, we've got stuff to do. That seems weird to me.
I mean, that's where I'm saying, okay, if this guy's turned around and said, look, come and check these out for yourselves, then I think, well, you know what? That's because I'm unsure. At first, when these things came out, I thought, you know what, somebody's put this together and they're having a giggle. But the DNA kind of threw me.
What if the word in case they're
asked.
real?
NASA got asked at that press conference, that UAP thing. NASA got asked.
And what did they say?
They just don't want to get rumbled for not being real scientists.
I mean, there's too much stigma. I mean, let's be honest. Like, they're not gonna come at this themselves because there's just too much stigma.
Yeah, but they could you could lay it to bed. You could put it the rest one way or another.
No, I know, but there's too much for them to even deal with that part of it, and you're gonna have to come to them. They're never gonna come to you. You know, I think he knows that though, Hidden. I think Jaime knows that, so he can say, well, it's open to come look at it anytime you want. But he knows no one's gonna come pick up those bodies.
But yet NASA took the time out to debunk one of my videos, huh?
Can't you?
Because your videos are good, Hidden.
Even though they debunked it and it's not true.
Right.
Can't you see the story though? Like I could see it being like a really good thing for a university that did it, because it would be like the and finally news article, you know, where a team of scientists from Oxford went down to look at the so-called alien mummies, found out they were nothing but chicken and dogs, and you know. That it's I don't see how that would be bad for anyone. The only reason I would say people wouldn't do it is in case they're real and they don't want to be dragged into that shit show by going, we don't really know what these things are.
I agree with you 100%. Lee, I agree with you. I agree with you that. What have you got to lose? It doesn't cost. It don't cost much now for the simplest thing as DNA to be done. It don't cost much now. We're doing it now for ancestries, to find our lost relatives, to find out where we come from, if we're half Mongolian. You know, 100. What is it? Is it what 400? 400? These universities have that money falling out their backsides. So why? I'm with you. I'm on. That's the page I'm on. And if he's thrown the doors open, why can't some people come over on a holiday, take it as what would you call it? Well, never mind. Like, just go over there. Just go over there. Take some samples. Take it back to your place. Do the doings.
I agree. I think they should. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Hidden, at all. I just don't think that they will. You know, I don't think that they'll spend any money because they think it's already bullshit from the start. The stigma's there on top of it, and they think it's a waste of their time and money, and that they're just going to find that it's chicken bones. So you're just not going to get them to reach out to you. There's not enough to entice them to come to you. You're going to have to go to them. That's kind of how I think they're looking at it, you know?
Yeah, and also you got to be think that the stigma behind it, because you don't want to establish university. I know, like Harvard going along, and you know it is going to make them look quite. What the hell are they doing? You know, analyzing aliens. You know, these fake mummies. So it doesn't look good on their part. So
why does it have to be an established university? Can't it be like Birmingham University, the University of Nottingham? Just somebody, anybody with credentials going to, and independent.
I would go with that. Sure, why not? Does Oxford do medical? You can do medical at Oxford, right?
Politics, isn't it?
My local college, Samuel College, big up Samuel College. They could do it.
I'd say give it to a paleontologist or like an archaeologist, like a paleontologist. Yeah, give it to one of those. Somebody who knows what something weird that's not human looks like.
I want to see those things in half. I want to.
I want to chuck that thing down the middle.
Because the rib cage is going to be all like metal and all that. So I'm just like,
that's what surprises me with that. Like, you've got that piece of metal in there. Why isn't it? I mean, is it because it's that precious that they don't want to touch it because this is an alien? Why not rip that piece of metal out, knock off all the bits of alien scabs, and polish it up and see what it looks like?
There's a lot of those questions, Ali. Why not just do a lot of things, and they're not. These are all things that could help prove it that they're not doing. That's where all the suspicion comes up to me.
The X-rays look bloody brilliant. I have to
Sure.
say.
Is
they're
there any
interesting.
is there any explanations for the metal being in there?
No idea.
No.
I would say they should argue that they're crypto-terrestrial more than extraterrestrial. I mean, from where they're finding them, buried underground. I mean, that's the angle I wish they would come at more. It seems like Jaime's more interested in calling them extraterrestrial. Am I right on that, or am I off?
No, I think
I mean, it's his thing, isn't it? So it wouldn't surprise me.
Did you say they were buried underground?
I think that's right. Right? There was a big
diorite. Is it diorite?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a ton of them left too, more and more that are under the ground still.
So I'm guessing the material that they were buried in were preserved the bodies like that, because anything
that's
buried
why
underground,
that's why they're preserved so weird. I can't remember what Ollie might be right, is what the cave was abundant in, and that's what's kept them like that.
I think it's diorite.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why they got the white flower powered.
That's why it looks like paper mache. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like paper mache. Okay, yeah.
It's cake.
Yeah.
That cake video did come out really fast, though. We got to all admit that. That was very quick. Let's be honest.
But it's like these things, even that, who made that cake?
The CIA did.
Who did they?
I think Putin told you, your people. The people you try to get a job with. Yeah,
I
probably,
don't know,
man.
I'd love to speak to Jaime about those little mummies, but
You could get them on. You could for sure.
I'm sure we could, but like, what good would it do?
I mean, are you really going into that interview like trying to do good though, or are you just trying to kind of have a good conversation with them and understand more for
a good
yourself?
conversation, yeah, but
yeah.
I just want to see somebody go in and do a proper, like, I want it like Nick says, I want to see one get cut open.
I mean, I'd love it, yeah.
Ollie, you had some guy on which said he had sex with cat lady aliens.
Yes.
I think your days of changing the world are over. that Pulitzer is gone.
What a ledge. Do you guys think Corbell's done?
Oh, that's a good question, man. It's such a good question.
They're hanging on, aren't they? Like, I think we've mentioned this a couple of times on this program, is that they want to keep the topic relevant. So they're trying to, like, for instance, Jeremy Corbell, he's holding off on all these video footage. So it's keeping people on their toes. Again, it's a business, isn't it, guys? So in that aspect, they're trying to keep the topic alive at the moment because they need to stay relevant so they can sell documentaries and stay in the popular domain, if we put that aspect.
He hasn't done a documentary for a while, though, has he? So see, that's always what I'm interested in with this sort of thing, because people keep saying it's a business and that there's money being made, but I struggle to see where that money's being made.
Oh, the Tubi. What do you mean? That Tubi deal he just had? That was major money for sure.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
for sure. What was that?
Yeah, but he's you see, Jeremy's doing the smart thing though. He's not making the documentaries anymore. He's getting them produced now. He'll come in, do an interview, he'll provide the footage, but he's not doing the legwork anymore. I think he probably has another video or two, but he's shopping it around right now like he's done before, and that's why we're not hearing from him. He's seeing who's going to go to the highest bidder here at this point.
All right, so it's who he's releasing like his leak videos through, and he's getting exclusivity deals,
right?
On that, right? Okay,
yeah, right.
So that's
right. Okay, that makes that. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But it's just I don't. It seems a lot of effort for whatever money he's getting for it, because if there's one thing that Corbell's good at is he's an engaging person. Like he's there's a reason why he's kind of become the only sort of real like UFO celebrity. And if he wanted to make money, he just keeps doing the podcast. He keeps doing the podcast. He diverts, because he could quite easily be a podcast host and do something very similar to Joe Rogan. Probably
with that voice.
Yeah, absolutely. But he could probably do do something under Rogan's umbrella, because it seems like any person that goes on Rogan's on Rogan's show that Rogan likes ends up with their own sort of hit podcast by the end of like 2 years.
Yeah.
I think he could be making a ton of money doing that, not doing the whole I'm fighting for disclosure angle. I'm probably do better from it.
Well, I think the tough question that people need to ask themselves right now, no matter how much you dislike Corbell, who else is putting out videos besides him? Imagine if he really goes away, and now Pentagon, DOD isn't doing anything. It's kind of a little bit slow in Congress, but they're kind of moving. But if these 40 whistleblowers don't come out and Jeremy Corbell is gone, where are we at, dude? That's the real question right now for the rest of the year. Where does it go if Corbell leaves?
Come to the Hidden Underbelly. You can see the videos there, man.
You know what I mean, Hidden. You know what I'm saying.
What?
Jellyfish,
come
right?
on,
like,
come on now.
Like military videos, you know what I mean?
The palm video that he put out, and they were flares. Come on.
No, I agree with you. But I'm not saying that, like, I'm not talking about like the legitimacy of those videos, but I'm saying like getting military videos of any kind and getting videos that are on like a super high platform, well viewed, huge. We don't see anyone else that's putting numbers like that with video like that. I mean, that jellyfish video is still very compelling. I mean, I know people just want to throw it out and say the balloon thing. I'm not convinced by that. It's a very, very good video. I think it's one of the best we've had in at least 10 years. And,
the balloon debunk was the most ridiculous debunk I've ever seen. You can't draw something.
Thing?
Yeah. You can't draw something and then go, look, it looks like that.
People didn't know. I mean, if you don't really pay attention to UFO Twitter like every day, like most of us do, you wouldn't know the origin of it. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels that just said, here it is, it's debunked. I think even Mick West just grabbed a hold of that, or maybe it was Green Street. It was like, oh yeah, here's the balloons. It's like, dude, do you not look at this for 5 minutes? I mean, it's fake. The guy said he photoshopped it. So it's tough, man.
See, Green Street's an odd guy.
He is,
guy.
I think the way you have to do is look at the footage and kind of what are you looking for in a UFO? And when I'm saying UFOs, I mean what the U actually stands for, an unidentified object. Whether it's man-made or terrestrial. Well, what are we looking for? We're looking for certain attributes. And what we saw with that was something just moving along at a steady pace. So you can see why people would say it's balloons. I did see the drawings, and I get that because, And the thing that's going on now is a lot of, on my side of things, where what I'm dealing with, a lot of channels now are getting images and AI enhancing them. And the AI is not to do that. We can enhance our footage ourselves. Don't get the AI to do it, because the AI is going to add things to it that ain't, it might look like a sharper picture, but it's not the picture. It's what the AI thinks.
You've just hit the nail on the head, because when you bring something out and you put it on your channel that you think is really compelling, and then somebody goes and debunks it and they pull out a panda balloon and they start to match it up, and it's just a piece, it's just a CGI balloon, you got to ask yourself.
I've had that.
Exactly.
I've had that. No, the thing is when they do that and I look at it, if I see what they're saying, I'm like, okay, you got me there, man. Look, I think the thing is, and it's just my principle how I run my channel, is we are all fallible. We will all make mistakes. Yep. It's accepting your mistakes and sharing it with your viewers and saying, look, I made a wrong call here. This is what I thought it was, but this is what it turns out to be. And I've learned that from what's he called? Scott Baio. He's on Twitter. What's his channel? God, he's a good guy. He doesn't come at me with aggression like a lot of these debunkers will do. He comes at you in a nice. He comes at me in a nice manner. I can't speak for how he approaches other channels, but I've always had a good rhetoric with him.
I mean, you make a good point, Hidden. I mean, this is, I think, Corbell's biggest issue with the entire community, though. I think if he would have came out like the 29 Palms and said, hey, yeah, we got it wrong, we didn't spend as much time as we probably could have, I think he would have a lot more goodwill on both sides. People would give the guy more of a chance. But he's this, but he, Hidden, he's playing this entertainer, like famous person. He's playing this role of I'm always right.
I can't be wrong. You got it.
Like he has to be always right, or else no one will ever believe him. And I'm telling you, that might have been the case 10, 20 years ago. But nowadays with the internet, we see so much crap that's out there. Everybody knows everybody's life is not what it appears to be on the internet. That whole veil is just gone, dude. Everyone knows that's fake already. So if you try to be a perfect person, you've already lost a lot of people. Like
that's it. And you can't sit there and say that you're perfect. Nobody is perfect.
No one is.
And we will all make mistakes. We will all, and channels like myself, we try to get the footage out there as quick as possible to show you guys. And sometimes, we have to learn what we're doing. We should be able to differentiate by now what Starlink looks like. We should be able to differentiate what the stunt planes and also the skydivers, the night divers, what they look like. So we need to stop calling them UFOs, man. We know what they are. If you want to put them up, call it an IFO, identified flying object, or fallen object, whatever. But by the way, the guy on Twitter, the debunker that I do like, he's called UFO of Interest. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him.
Yeah. I've actually had a back and forth a few times with him. I think he's French.
Yeah, I think he's Italian.
He's Italian, yeah.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. Yeah, same thing. One says tomato, the other one says tomato. But in my opinion, he's a nice guy. I know other people are going to disagree with me on that one, but he's always been nice to me.
Why do you guys think that we haven't had like the smoking gun then? Because I mean, like now you can buy consumer cameras where without even adding a lens to it, you can buy like a P1000 and you can take like really good, like high resolution pictures of the moon from your back garden. So why haven't we had something?
That is a bloody brilliant question, Lee.
It is.
Have you seen my last video?
I mean, some people speculate that the phenomena is changing on purpose. I mean, it knows that we're getting better technology, so it's adapting. I don't know if I buy that completely. I mean, it's a theory that's out there, but I don't know. Like the phone cameras are good, Lee, but they're still bad.
Yeah.
Phone cameras. But
I'm glad
there's
you
enough
said
people that are into amateur photography, though, isn't it? There's enough DSLRs out there now.
True.
And it's like we seem to know everything down to like phone cameras. You put a normal Sony, what would be a family camera now? If you have a separate camera, they're fucking incredible now.
What you're talking about? Are you talking about the phone cameras though? Or just
no, I'm talking about actual cameras. Like there's enough people out there that don't just rely on phone cameras. Where are those people?
There have been some good pictures taken off of the cameras, but they're always caught accidentally. And this is the whole thing, because it's just how it is. I mean, I'm not pushing myself, I'm not promoting myself, but guys, from time to time,
that's what everyone's here for.
Well, from time to time, I'm also on Twitter and I'm also on Facebook. And my Facebook and my Twitter, I do post a lot of pictures. So if you guys are interested, have a look over there. But it's not just UFOs. I do post ghost pictures and stuff.
Where are the old? Sorry, man.
That's it. I'm done.
Where are the old pictures back in the 50s and 60s of the classic flying saucers? They seem to just vanish. I mean, for instance,
we got plastic hubcaps,
like photographs like that. Where are the? This is probably taken by Polaroid, obviously fake, but this is just one of many that are, very much close up photographs of the traditional flying saucers. We just don't get them anymore.
I can give you links. Well, if you want to see the old pictures, I can give you links to them.
Oh no, I've got a book here. all about him.
Okay.
So I got, but it's like they're all classic flying saucers, which you barely even see these days, which is a bit strange, unless they're all fake.
That's something that me and Lee's been saying for quite some time. I think we both kind of like came to the. I don't know who did it first, whether it was the chicken or the egg here, but we've always said about the shape of UFOs changing, and the flying saucers is just that seems to be a thing that's way back in the 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s.
Oddly, when car design was very much along the same lines as those as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think it moves with technology too, even down to like the idea of the Tic Tac, for instance. Yeah, like that's very much in like an Apple-inspired world UFO.
Yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an AirPod case, man. It does.
Just remember, I know I don't think you guys take much credit in this, and I know it's a hard thing, but you remember the 4chan leak? I did send Ollie the link to the whole thing. The 4chan guy who came out and asked me anything, and he was talking about the underwater bases. And
yes, I remember you sharing that.
Okay, there you go. And he said interestingly that these objects are being built for spec. They're being built in the ocean in these bases. This is what he says. Now my point about the 4chan guy, well, the thing that I want to say about the 4chan guy is that believe it, don't believe it. It was interesting what he was saying, and he was saying it with conviction. So, but he's saying that these bases are run by AI, and they're just basically building these things to spec. So they're going to change, like how you said about the cars. The cars that were built in the beginning aren't the same that are now. And every what would you say, 10 years, the new model or design of car is coming.
Yeah, but that's interesting, but it doesn't make sense why. Let's say it's some sort of super advanced AI that's left over from a different civilization, and for some reason they're still building cars, or like past future people cars. That wouldn't explain why the super secret ancient AI is building UFOs to our current design philosophies.
Well, maybe it's to outmaneuver us, because say with our technology, our planes have gotten faster, things have gotten sleeker.
Yeah, but why would it follow our designs? That's what I mean. Like why?
It's not really following our designs, because we don't have a pill-shaped craft, do we?
No, but like design philosophies is what we find aesthetically pleasing.
Maybe it's evolved like how our brain has evolved. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah,
I can only speak in speculation. I mean, I'm kind of half and half with the 4chan leaker. Maybe I want to believe what he's saying, but I just don't. But then again, it kind of does answer some questions, because somebody pointed out to me that when I was talking about this, and I said that they know it's there. And then somebody pointed out that there's a big stretch of the ocean where you basically have to go around.
That was me. That's my mate that used to do private security stuff.
Yeah. So that stuck in my mind, and then what also sticks in my mind is things like the Bermuda Triangle phenomena. Now I remember as a kid when I was in Florida, living in Florida. Yeah, I remember a news weather helicopter went missing, going over never found it, just disappeared. So, and I know there's theories that they said about the Bermuda Triangle was like there's gas pockets and it destabilizes the water and it makes the ships just sink. And that's fair enough. But what about the airplanes that go missing? So, but I'm going on a different thing. So have you guys Cosmic and Terrestrial, have you seen the 4chan leak? Have you heard about this?
You're talking about the you're not talking about the photo.
No, not the photo.
You're talking about the leaker guy.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
No, I haven't heard much about it. How long ago? This was a while ago, right?
What would you say? Maybe a year?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Not, I don't remember it perfectly. No.
You know, 4chan, I haven't really gone into that website unless there's anything that will help, anything to do with the UFO community or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure, man. I never heard of it. Sounds
have any
interesting.
of you guys seen the latest News Nation with Ross Coulthard?
No.
On MH370?
No.
What's that? What's that? Another plane?
This is what's insane. So
I figured I had seen that video before I even watched it, Ali. You know what I mean?
This is our UFO guy.
I've seen that thumbnail.
Talking about.
Hey, he's not my UFO guy now. Back up.
Not mine. Hashtag not my
Hello,
UFO
welcome
guy.
back to Reality Check. I'm Ross Coulthard, and this week we're not looking at UFOs, UAPs, but we are investigating a very intriguing aviation mystery that I have found fascinating for the last 10 years. It's coming back to life after a company called Deep Sea Vision says they've found Amelia Earhart's plane in the Pacific Ocean. Now, the company's CEO, Tony Romeo, says they're going to find flight MH370. The Malaysian Airlines commercial passenger jet.
I find that fascinating that this guy has 2 days ago on News Nation, arguably like the biggest news channel for UFOs right now is talking about MH370. The UFO guy.
It's the same as they dragging that guy. Remembered he dragged a wing up. Like regardless of what you think of like Ashton's stuff, I believe all of this talk is a reaction to what he's been doing.
Yeah,
because of the trend, isn't it? Would you say is a trend now? We've got Joe Rogan.
I mean, I'll be straight up here. I think those videos are real. So I think that's what it's why.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's trending because of Ashton for sure, but I think that there's really nothing going on in UFOs like as far as like big media though. I think if Grush would have came out with some information, I don't think they cover this stuff, right? I do think it's a lot of that.
I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Facts haven't stopped Ross Coulthard from making a video, have they? Interesting thing about Coulthard, I was trying to get him on our show, and the investigative journalist, if you email his "email me your stories" email address, it just kicks your email back. It doesn't send to anything. I find that really weird for an investigative journalist.
That is
probably
weird.
get a lot of bullshit though.
I mean he doesn't get any bullshit because his email kicks emails back.
Yeah, I mean, if he did, like for instance, if he actually did had the programming and he was actually seeing it, I guarantee he's going to get a lot of shit. So he's probably putting it out there to cozy the waters a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're an investigative journalist,
you can't get hold of you.
Not he gets told what to say. This this guy, he's so new, he's not a news reporter. It was funny him talking about the JFK assassination. It was obviously spoon-fed information. He said he's interested in the MH370. This is the first time I've ever heard of it from him. He's not an investigative journalist. He's there, for his voice, as just to be a wingman for News Nation.
I think that's why Lee was saying.
I mean, he has he's won like journalism awards and stuff like that before, all this sort of stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, but that was in Australia. The Bent Spoon Reward, which is like it's basically a reward saying he's the lousiest journalist.
Amazing.
Basically, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was like because he's a shit journalist. He's I'm not quoting other YouTube channels, but a pedophile or whatever you want to call it.
Was he?
Don't say that wrong.
Oh my god! No, that's what I mean. I nearly fucking said that wrong. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
You threw me then.
Wow.
I saw your face, man. Like,
go hard or go home.
Is this turning into a P. Diddy conversation?
Man, dude, he's up to his ears, huh? Yeah, I don't know. Coulthard needs to tell us where the ship is, dude. Where's the craft, man? I think MH370 talking about that is a good way to not have to, tell everybody where the craft is. It's a way for him to talk about something else,
Was he talking about Ashton's work at all?
I don't think he did.
No.
No, I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
One word.
Rotary Motions says that he took all Ashton's data.
Oh, did he?
Oh, did he?
Am I saying that right? Am I correct, Rotary?
Well, I don't think he mentioned him hidden. I don't think he actually mentioned him by name.
Maybe he stole his work.
I'm sure he probably did.
I don't know. Shouldn't use that term. Sorry.
I don't think.
I don't know who the hell you are.
I don't think he said anything about Ashton's about that footage being real through that entire thing.
You saying you don't think they went over the footage? Is what you're saying?
No, they didn't go over the footage.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
I'll tell you.
They didn't.
You know who we need to ask about this stuff? Cat Williams. Cat Williams, because Cat Williams has been nailing it so far. So we got to ask.
Pretty scary.
Get Cat Williams on the show, man. I happily spoke a doobie with him.
The other interesting person thing I tried to do was I tried to get in touch with Lou Elizondo on his contact email as well. And when you click on the contact part of his website, it doesn't load.
He's on vacation, man.
No, I reckon these people, the big people in the UFO community, including Ross Coulthard, I think they want to be popular. I think they want to be there as the forefront, as like, we're going to show you disclosure. We're going to show you the real evidence. You know, we're going to give you the truth. And I think it's just to put out there to make them look good, but like patsies or something like that. You know,
I mean, it's a big deal though. If you got it, if you were the journalist to get disclosure, that's
for the wrong reason.
That'll stand the test of time.
Yeah,
did he get it, Ali? Did he get it though?
Well, if he reveals the fucking building, yeah.
How much longer does he need to reveal that? Is he still looking through the cabinets, man? Come on.
And what
at a certain point in time, you got to put up or shut up. You know what I mean? At a certain point.
What good would it do if he said it was like a fucking stadium or something somewhere?
You would get a load of fucking geeky ufologists just going to dig that shit up.
Yeah, you should say it's under a nuclear power plant, so nobody will go near it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll end up being worse for him than if he did, man.
It would like nothing would happen.
I worry now. Like, I mean, seriously, when you we do live in a post-truth world. You know, you can't even have a video of a princess now without it being analyzed and looked, and it's like we're trying to work out whether it's AI or not. It's AI, but
more than likely.
So what we like, I don't know where we go as like conspiracy theorists now. When you come, because the only thing you had was a good picture, a good video. That's fucked. I saw a video the other day of a diver, of a team of divers swimming with Nessie. I'm not sure that's real, but it fucking looked real.
I've seen a few of them crop up. Like the whole deep thing scares the shit out.
Sora AI, and that's not even publicly available yet. The ChatGPT's video function. Like,
oh, that's not people. Oh, no. Wow, I didn't know that. I've been grabbing videos of that like every week. I thought that was open to the public.
No, it's only in the hands of like a couple of it's in the hands of the ChatGPT developers and select videographers that they've given access to.
The conspiracies write themselves, huh?
This is what I wanted to say to Ashton on the last show, after the show. And Ashton, if you're watching this now, take heed of this, because I don't think it's going to take long before somebody makes something and they will send him it, and it will match up with these videos. But somebody will have got an AI to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think about that stage now where he's just type it in and then boom.
That's the stage we're at. That's just the stage we are at, is that you could get anything now. You could I think you could get the smoking gun, we could get a video from 1950s. Let's just say it looks like it's come from 1950s. People analyzing it and going, that looks like it's one of those cameras. And we're seeing AI.
That's kind of why I think in the in that UAP Disclosure Act, that's why they were so keen on doing 25 years as that distance instead of doing like 4 years or 5 years. Because in my opinion, man, if they're going to wait for 25 years to put out like footage from Roswell and stuff like that, it's already, there's going to be too many excuses for AI. It's already over at that point. It buries everything. 25 years buries all that old evidence, most of it. You know, well, you could say AI photo scan the document. The document's not real. You could say anything, dude, and that might be what they've been waiting for AI to kind of cover it up one last time.
Well, I'm 100% convinced that the reason that the AI is being pushed so quickly into the public sphere is since the Epstein raid, because I don't think any of the videos that were in the on Epstein's island and in his house, I don't think they're just going to come forward and go, oh, here's this stuff. But I do think there's the worry that somebody copied a video or somebody pocketed something, and sooner or later a video of pick a name doing a terrible thing is going to hit the internet, and they need a reason to turn around and say, no, that's not Tom Hanks.
I will.
It's interesting.
I'm going to say this right now, and I use AI with the stuff that we do in Alien Addict quite often. Seriously, we use it. It's a handy tool to have. It really is.
In what aspect do you use AI then? Just out of interest.
I make pictures of people I can't speak to properly naked. What? No. I put Ollie in a bathing suit in a photograph.
Did you make the hands bigger? You fixed the hands.
I never used to use AI.
It's AI. It's not magic.
I never used to use AI. Yeah. Like, it's recently we've started to use AI, and it quickens things up. That's all it does for me. I can do the Photoshop stuff without the AI, but it quickens things up. I think AI should be. I think that type of AI in video and in images, I think it should be banned. I think it should be banned. I think it's going to go too far. It already has gone too far.
Yeah, it already has, dude. Yeah.
I think it exactly what Lee just said there. When it comes to these people trying to cover things up, it's ban it now. They can't cover shit up.
It's not just that, Ollie. It's the fact that because nothing can be trusted.
Yeah, that too.
You know, I do think there's something.
And I just want the nonsense to get caught.
Yeah, no, but I do think there's something funky about the Kate Middleton video. There's something really weird, like when you watch that. But
Me too.
But on the other side of it, we've just had the the boat crashing into the bridge, and then there's a news article there, and how many times have you guys seen the pictures of those birds disappearing? You know, when they fly. That's obviously, for anyone that thinks that that's some sort of fucking crazy manipulation, all that is a short video that's been on loop, and they just haven't edited it in properly. So as soon as it's got to the end, it's looped back to the beginning again, and it makes the birds look like they've disappeared.
That's interesting. I never thought about that when I seen that. That's a good point.
But now because we can't trust anything, it's like, oh my God, was the bridge even real in the first place? Was the flying saucer the thing? I would like to know what was in those containers, though, because that's quite interesting. But and that would get you banned. But
this AI videos, you can trace it back to Osama bin Laden's videos when he gets younger and younger. Have you ever noticed that? Back in the day, yeah, there was one of him, or he was talking about he took blame. Well, first of all, he came forward and he said, "No, I didn't do the attacks at all." And then a video came out of didn't even look like him, and he says, "Yes, I did it," and all that. And if you have a look at it, and the videos after that, he gets different and younger, and you can easily tell manipulation has been going on. And this is back to early 2000s, straight after 9/11. So this technology is still, but you're right, Ollie, it has got so out of hand now, and it is frightening. I mean, Matt, you play videos of AI generated. There's one with leaves shaped as an elephant. Fuck me, I was like, unbelievable.
I know,
like, seriously. This is scary, man. This is
dude, at the
scary
end of the year, I'm going to take all of them from every week, and we'll just kind of look and see how it's progressed. Just since I started doing it, I'm sure it's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's incredible.
It gets addictive.
Yeah,
it would.
Like Lee, you can put something into our algorithm now. I'm like it's like a poet. It can reword all our stuff and just. It can come up with great descriptions. It makes my life easier when it comes to doing thumbnails.
There is an interesting thing though, which you have to do. Like it's if you ask it to do the same thing, it will give you very similar answers back. And I found an interesting thing here with the both me and my ex girlfriend who I had my son with. Arthur had to do a school project where he had to write a song. Daddy's a musician. Daddy was supposed to take care of this. Daddy did not take care of this at all.
And an alien hunter.
Yeah. And so what Daddy did was think, oh fuck that, he's done tomorrow. So Daddy jumped on fucking ChatGPT and got ChatGPT to write a song for him. But unbeknown to me, my ex had already realized I would have procrastinated enough to not do this, so she must have used very similar prompts and the same things that he had to make this primary school song for. And I sent her what I'd done. She said use ChatGPT for that because it gave her almost exactly the same song out, almost exactly the same song. So this is the thing. It's not it looks great in isolation. And I've seen videos as well of people putting the right prompts in, and it's essentially all but copied like great works of art and stuff like that.
It's one entity.
No, it's just it's just stealing from a lot of different places.
Yeah, but it's one thing. It's one thing. If you think about it, that whole thing, everything's going into one brain. It is one entity.
Well, it's not an entity.
Well,
I think you're giving it too much credit. That's like saying your laptop's an entity because you plug different hard drives into it. You know,
I ain't got a laptop,
but yeah, I don't know. I like the AI thing does scare me because it just doesn't mean we don't know what we're going to be able to say is real or not. But I think the biggest fear I've got is that it starts to stifle creativity as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's guaranteed, though. Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff's going to be over. I mean,
it already has.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these animators are out there. As soon as it starts to get really, give another 5 years, they're not going to be making the next Toy Story without AI. It's just going to be AI. Like, why would you not? I mean, if you're a businessman and they can get it to that degree, cut all that money out. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars you're going to save. It's just right on top,
My girlfriend deals a lot with the comic book industry. She used to be an inker, really, really good. And now, because she saw it coming, she was like, what's the point? She fucking hates AI, which I understand from an artist's point of view. Because like you said, Ollie, you're stealing music from, hundreds, possibly thousands of comic books to create.
She's an inker.
Yeah, she's
from Peru.
No. England, mate.
You said she's an inker.
Inker.
Yeah, inker, comic book inker.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, she deals with the comic book industry. What the fuck are you talking about, man? I thought I was stoned, but no, it's just it just comes to a point where it's lazy, isn't it, to use AI? It's a useful tool, I should say. but it's going to come to a point where it's going to be used so much where it's not going to require any thought, or for instance, an artist, creating something.
I see that's the only one. The only thing I think with when it comes to AI, which I quite like, is in a way, talent is also technique. We'll put it down to is a great barrier to creativity. Like there is some people that I can't draw at all, and that whole thing of like, if you do something for an hour every day for like 8 months, you'll be able to do it. Fucking nonsense. Nonsense.
I can't draw either, Lee. I can't draw.
I can't draw a circle.
Yeah,
but like with AI, I can get something now because I've used it enough within, I think, 95% of what's in my head. There might pants might be the wrong color, or the fucking maybe the beard's a bit too long on something, or something like that. But around 95%, I can get it to somewhere to where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, wait till you get Neuralink and you're not typing prompts, you're just thinking it and it's doing it. It's taking exactly what you want. That's where it's really going to go wild. Like the prompt thing, that's going to be like a calculator, just on buying a calculator on someone, not using the one on your phone. It's just going to be dead technology. Neuralink is the real point where AI is going to go really nuts.
Oh, fucking hell. My mind will just make a Jennifer Lawrence somewhere in the room every fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's going to happen. Ready Player One's going to happen. There's no doubt about it, dude. It's just a matter of time. Unless the government or the world steps in and says, look, we're not going to do this. It's the only way it's going to stop it.
You say you'd be on that train.
100%. Yeah, for sure.
You'd do the Neuralink.
100%.
Why?
Because one, it's inevitable. It's not, I'm not going to act like we're all not going to do it, because we've already seen, the switch from flip phones to smartphones, and everybody said that we're not doing that. And the security, and it's going to listen to me all the time. Guess what? You got an iPhone. You've already got the Samsung Galaxy. You're already there. It's just a matter of time, dude. And I think they will get it to a point where it's stable to where people can have it. And you're going to be able to do amazing things. Like, how much longer do you want to play video games at your keyboard and mouse, man? It hurts your back. How much longer you want to do that? You're going to be able to just put yourself there. You're going to be there.
Do you not think there'll be a step before that, though, which doesn't include some sort of like medical intervention? Because to me, it feels like there's been a step missed somewhere.
Well, I think they're jumping it, because I think the step in between was like VR headsets. But the problem they've always had with VR, I think from the start of it, is you can't move. Like you have to get up and walk around, and you're bumping into the coffee table, and you're all over the place. You don't have a way to sprint and run around. You would need like all this room. And that's what I think always hangs VR up, is they just can't get you to move right freely. And then the Neuralink is going to fix that problem. That is the core issue with VR at this point.
Haven't you seen the new Apple one?
Yeah, I heard people are bored of that one already. I heard some people say, I've heard. I heard it's very heavy, and that a lot of people are already kind of, it's like, it's not getting them to what they want just yet. Like it's getting there, but with anything, I mean, Apple takes time. I don't think it was until the iPhone 4 that they really even got the phone right. So, I mean, this is the first one.
Well, isn't I know he's dead. What's Jobs? Steve Jobs. Yeah, Steve Jobs' philosophy was Apple is, we might not be the first, but we are the best. So
hard to argue.
That may be why
he's dead.
Yeah, but even in death, he left 100 things for them to do to take the company forward. So
yeah, Apple's definitely not the
same. That was just colors for MacBooks.
Yeah.
I have no, because I want to be 100% human. I don't want to walk around with no goggles in my and I don't want nothing in my brain. I'm going to be 100% human here, and I'm going to die that way.
There's going to be holdovers hidden. You're not alone. There are going to be people that are going to split off and that won't do it.
The thing is, with any products, they're going to sell it to you like it's a good thing. Like, oh, you can,
of course,
watch a sports game, but actually be there. And it's so futuristic type of technology. it's people are going to buy into it, but man, I don't want anything plugged into my head. I'm like you, Hidden, man. I'd rather stay human, bruv. I'd rather have my spirituality.
That's it, 100%. But when Neuralink was first talked about, it was being sold to help the disabled walk. You remember? Because I actually covered that when he did that. And to see him come out lately and say no monkeys have died, but when they were talking about the monkeys that had died. So
do you think it's going to be cheap though? It's not going to be cheap, especially if it's going to help medical, purposes. If it's going to cure this or you're going to make the blind see. Do you think that's going to cost, a couple $100?
Won't be first, but you can you can buy a kicking smartphone now from some unknown Chinese brand for £99.
I mean, you can get a smartphone from the government in the U.S. You can get a phone. I mean, they're gonna find a way, bro. They're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
There's too many ways for them to manipulate people, and think about that. I mean, yeah, it does leave open areas for tremendous manipulation. You wouldn't have to run a psyop at all. You just put in people's brain what you want them to think. It's there. It's troublesome. I just don't see a way around it.
There's also another thing. It would almost be. It could be the end of psyops as well. I flip flop between it as well, because if we're headed towards the Ready Player One sort of Matrix style thing,
we spoke about this.
Yeah, we wouldn't need to be controlled, because it doesn't matter. We could do whatever we wanted in a virtual space, and the overlords wouldn't care. We could run our virtual revolutions as much as we wanted, and it wouldn't change like the global landscape in any single way. It does make me wonder whether that would be what would happen, where that would be the breakaway civilization. So us morons would be all.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah,
breakaway civilization within your head.
Well, I was going to say that the breakaway civilization could very much be a brick and mortar place, but in order to do that, and in order to have the resources and things to do that, as we overpopulate the planet, we're just bumping people in boxes and saying, "Oh, go on, off to the 90s you go."
Kind of like an episode from the Black Box. What is it? What's that program? The Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. I tell you, well, that's one thing, and definitely as I get older, as people get older and more, and like infirm and struggling to do things, then why wouldn't you? What would you rather rot in an old folks' home, or would you rather like spend the rest of your living days in your mind doing things?
With Pamela Anderson when she was at her best.
Dude, I hope it gets to Ready Player One when I'm alive, dude. I hope they get it there.
See, I get that. But I don't want nothing hooked up to. I'd rather have the Apple thing. If that stuff works, I'll have that. I don't want nothing in my, because it's just worrying. What about hacking?
I mean, they can do that with your phone though now. I mean, you're already open to that stuff now, man. There's no way to have both,
That's what I mean, and that's scary. So imagine you have an implant in your head and they can hack your brain.
I agree. I get it. I agree. But like I said, how do we get around it? Do you really think, Hidden, that it's not going to be the biggest thing ever when they figure out a way to convince people that it's safe? It'll be the biggest thing ever, right?
You can run your show in real time. And you
just by thoughts.
Engage with your audience in real time. We spoke about this, Lee. Will we be able to go round our audience, sit next to our audience?
That'd be awesome.
Bring our audience up on stage.
What about you, Ali? Would you get it if they got it to the point where you felt it was safe? Would you get it?
I like to think I wouldn't put anything in my head.
I mean, something would be good.
Something would be good, yeah. Like, right. I'd like to think that I would be able to resist and say no, but
porn.
When you put everything,
I mean, let's be honest. That's going to be like on top 2 reason that people are going to
everything.
Yeah. I mean,
I remember having a VR headset and I watch VR porn. I wasn't even in it for the porn. I just like to have an abs.
You see, that's the workaround. It's not a secret pill. You gotta have VR. I gotcha.
Got abs, man.
You got abs and ads. I bet you got some ads in there too.
Oh man,
I've said on this show before, 100% no. I would not do it. I would never get Neuralink. I'd never get anything drilled into my head. I think you said the same, Lee. But I don't know what situation might make it extreme, because it could be that it makes everything extremely difficult to actually have my normal life with my kids. What if it becomes just a norm?
Mm.
To the point where I'm like, well, now I'm holding back everything. Now I'm stopping my boys from doing so and so.
But we would be fools not to learn the lessons of smartphones. You know, like and social.
I agree.
Media,
I agree,
you know,
Lee. I agree, Lee. But how do we stop? So
I mean, my son's not getting a mobile phone until he goes to secondary school.
Same here, mate.
I can't remember whether it was the boy crisis or Coddle in the American Mind, but when you look at the widespread adoption of social media, which was around 2017, I think it was like 2016, 2017. The spike in childhood like self endings is just you can't deny numbers like that, you know, and that was widespread adoption of social media spurred on by social media apps and mobile phones. And it's like the biggest problem that fucking nobody speaks about. Everyone turns around and says that we've got to talk more about mental health, but nobody talks about the root causes of what the problems are. And children should not be on social media. Social media is more harmful than alcohol, 100%. And we don't let them have that.
So normally I'd have told you this, Lee, but I had a chance to tell you this today. So my little boy, oldest, came to me crying today. He went out and played with his mate on the street. His mate's a year older than him, 9.
Got a Tesla.
He's got an iPhone. He's got an iPhone. So he has an iPhone, but he also has a TikTok. And he showed my son a TikTok video. And my son came home crying his eyes out because he'd seen somebody. He was trying to explain what he'd seen, but he'd seen somebody throwing up blood on this TikTok video, and he was distraught. And I'm having to calm him down and going like, and I felt like going round to that parent and saying, one, get rid of the iPhone. He's only 9. But 2, get your son off fucking TikTok.
Half me agrees with you, Ali. Half me thinks that pussy wouldn't have made it past 1995.
But like, kids should not be on that shit.
No, they shouldn't.
No, definitely not.
No,
definitely not that young, dude. 8, 9 years old. No way.
I mean, my son's 8. He's an 8-year-old guy. I say guy. He's built like a British house, but he came on crying because he'd seen this video on TikTok.
Isn't there like a safety barrier on TikTok? I'm not on it. I blank refuse.
I don't watch it. So
I know YouTube's got that, but I mean, for instance, when I do my boot camps, their parents there, they have the kids there, and every single one of them guarantee either YouTube or TikTok. It's mostly on TikTok, and there's no communication. They're docile. Okay, it shuts the kids up. I mean, I was in Asda the other day. This kid was screaming. The parent didn't even say anything. And then eventually the kid shut up after like 10 minutes. And the reason why he shut up, because the mother put a bloody phone in front of him. And it's just like, couldn't you not tell the kid?
Take that fucker away, and I bet you that little guy is like
they are relying on everyone's
they're relying on it.
I mean, we
They're
had
relying
Game
on it,
Boys
yeah.
though, guys. Let's not act like we didn't have something like electronic in
Something
our hands
different.
that we did.
Different.
I mean, it's different. No, I mean it's different. But I mean, like, you know, with kids having something in their hand and taking their mind off, and we had Game Boys.
I agree with you,
You know?
with the Game Boy thing, but there's something different about. So, and I've seen it with my own kids. There's something different about if you put a iPad.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay,
with YouTube, or you put a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
You take this. You say it's time to turn the Switch off. It's like, oh, can I just have a little bit longer? You know, like, no, turn it off. Come on, it's time for bed. You ask them to turn a YouTube video off on an iPad, and I'm pretty sure the audience will have a little one at home that they agree with this. You see something in their eyes that they're just like.
I think that's person dependent because I don't have that.
Yeah, I don't have that.
No, well, if you. So, well, I've seen that. I've seen a YouTube video like Minecraft, for example. Watching a Minecraft video, and I'm like, turn the Switch off. Switch goes off. Come on, time to put the iPad away. Let me finish watching this. It's just a guy building blocks. I just think there's something about that social media aspect of watching other people that is addictive for anybody.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're a youngster.
I never understood it because I used to watch what my daughter don't watch them no more, but I'm with you. She used to watch things like they would run over cars, they would run over toys with the cars.
Yeah.
And she would be fascinated by that. But I'm talking she was about maybe 4. Now she just watches a lot of shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always shorts, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'd all be doing the same thing for their that we'd
more
watch.
susceptible to it than
I
others.
think we'd be the same. Yeah.
But yeah.
See, I grew up in a generation where you didn't have nothing in your hand. You know, I'm a little bit older than you guys. We didn't have them things. We just had to behave ourselves or get slapped in a shop.
I was gonna say, if my parents took my Game Boy away and I made a fuss about it, I only did it one time because they were gonna bust my ass, dude.
Yeah.
My dad was 2 tours in Vietnam. You were gonna do what he said, and that was it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's how I grew up, man. Yeah.
So you know, that's the same. That's if my mom said time for bed, it was time for bed.
Yeah.
you didn't say can I stay up another 10 minutes?
No, I know. Yeah.
You just got that look, and then you'll say, "Oops, sorry, I'm off to bed."
Yeah.
A funny child story. Seeing as how we've diverted slightly. I was explaining to my 6-year-old like different words, and you know they just have this like sponge brain where they just soak things up. And I'd gone upstairs. I was coming back down the stairs, and I shouted at him to go and put his pajamas on. And I asked him to put his pajamas in, saying, "Do you want to put your pajamas on now, mate?" And there was a little pause, and he shouted back up the stairs to me, going, "Dad, is that like something you want me to do, or is that a rhetorical question?"
How impressed with you, though? Really?
Very massively. Like, is it to the point like, right, okay, maybe not having a pension is going to work out in the end anyway. Well, anyway, I'm
we get the 2-hour mark, mate.
Yeah,
we're going anyway. What we've got Sunday. Red Panda Koala.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's an interesting guy, man. I think you guys will have fun talking to him.
Do you know what? He's a Mandela effect for me, because for the fucking last 6 months or however long it's been, I thought his name was Red Panda Cola.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you know why you thought that? I've worked it out, Lee.
Why?
Because Red Panda Cola is a thing in the UK.
Is it?
Is it really?
Yes. I worked it out. It's
Is
like it's Panda Pop. I think it's called Panda Pop.
I've never had Panda Pop.
Sounds like a version of music.
Yeah, I know
bottles,
that. Yeah,
the little
the
bottles.
drinks.
When you were a kid, yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's why
those.
we
The
thought
little-
that.
Yeah, you used to get them for
It's
like
just
20
chemicals.
pence.
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
those.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I remember that.
There used to be like triangles, didn't they? Not
I
triangles, squares.
think that's why we think that. Yeah.
Red Panda Cola sounds like what Coca-Cola had to call their drink to get it into China.
It's probably true. That's good.
Well, people, I want to thank you all for coming on.
Yeah.
We will be live, Mealy and Dave, on Sunday with Red Panda Koala, not Cola. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We have literally 2 days left before. That's the wrong picture.
You should have put that picture on a t-shirt, man.
That needs to go on a t-shirt.
Yeah, what's going on? That's great.
Exactly. With the hashtag, what's going on?
Yeah, psyop with a question mark.
3 days left. 2 days left. Sorry. Go help yourself.
Is that Lee?
You can't help yourself. No, it's me, mate. Yes, that is Lee. That is Lee. Yeah. They are in the description below. We are on every single podcast known to Lee. Have you got us everywhere? Are we everywhere?
We're everywhere. Everywhere that's important.
Exactly. So if you've got a phone, if you've got
Get it now.
We're even on our stuff even gets uploaded to Odyssey. We just don't talk about it because nobody does.
Oh, okay. So if you're on Odyssey, hello. Good night, God bless.
No one's on Odyssey.
Mind the bugs don't bite. We're Alien on it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Somebody needs to. YouTube, you need to push us more. Bunch of bastards. Sunday, people. Sunday, touch my nipples.
I like the fact that Moody Mongol rumbled you by saying, see, Ollie's got to his slurring limit. It's time to end.
Yeah. You got me there, Moody. You got me there. It's only 4%.